Hey guys, Sandy here, and I am super excited to be showing you this today. Now, I ordered from Close to My Heart. I ordered their Happiest Place collection, which is a Disney collection. I also ordered the layout kit and the papers. So I'm going to do something with them today. I'm not exactly sure what, but let's see what I can do. Now, the cool thing about the Close to My Heart products that I bought, there is a layout kit, and it comes with instructions to make, I think, like 7 or 8, 8.5 by 11 pages. Now, if you are not an 8.5 by 11 scrapper, you can cut these pages down, or you can kind of plant them on top of 12 by 12 papers, which is what I decided to do here. So I really liked this circle design, this kind of layout that had been going on, and I thought that it would match up and pair pretty good with this kind of abstract Mickey head background. You can definitely tell that they are not true Mickey heads because, you know, licensing and all that kind of good stuff, but you can definitely feel the Disney on this layout. So I have these photos of Toontown, and in case you didn't know, in Walt Disney World, Toontown is gone. They plowed it down, you know, removed it, whatever they did when they built New Fantasyland. And I guess it's not called New Fantasyland anymore, it's just Fantasyland. But back in 2012, I want to say, it was called New Fantasyland. And I know that because back then I had an annual pass to Walt Disney World, and I got to go down there for a pass holder preview weekend, which was flipping amazing. I did so many solo trips that year of having the annual pass. It was a beautiful thing. I would hop on an airplane, go down there, have a fantastic time, and then pop back up on an airplane and come home. And, you know, Maryland to Florida, you guys, is not a long flight whatsoever. So it was super easy. And anyway, we're not even talking about that right now. So this is Toontown in Disneyland, and Lana and I just really loved it. We thought it was a fun time. We especially loved the Roger Rabbit aspects of it, and a lot of these photos are from Roger Rabbit. So that is the Roger Rabbit. How many times can I say Roger Rabbit in this voiceover? That is the sign for it, and when you flip it open, it has the recipe for dip. And if you've never seen Who Framed Roger Rabbit, you will not understand. But every time I've looked at these photos, or even said Roger Rabbit, or even just said dip recipe, I just want to yell out, "It's dip!" like if you've never seen Roger Rabbit, you're missing out on a lot of fun. Okay, so go see it if you haven't seen it yet. There's actually Disney and Warner Brothers animation in Roger Rabbit. So if you guys already know that, you're one step ahead. If you've never seen the movie, please go do. Okay, now I'm done plugging. Let's actually talk about this layout. So there was a lot of finger tapping for this layout, and I cut out a bunch of me just kind of staring at the page. I also cut out that portion where I literally went through all of our Disneyland birthday trip photos and reorganized them because they were getting a little bit messed up, and I knew I had more Toontown pictures, but I didn't know where they were. So I ended up finding a couple more, and I'm going to go ahead and use this black and kind of holographic paper. I'm going to mat my photos on there. Now, I am definitely embracing the rectangles and the square, even though there's a whole heck of a lot of circles on this page, and I am okay with that. I know that a lot of people, if they have circles, they want to do all the circles. And if you have squares, you want to do all the squares. But you know what? You can mix and match shapes, guys. Like, that can happen. And sometimes I think to myself, like, what in the world are you doing, Sandy? Like, you're screwing this up. But, you know, ultimately, at the end of the process, I have a completed layout for my scrapbooks. The memories are down. The photos are pretty. And that's what makes me happy. So even if you're looking at this and being like, I can't believe she's got all these beautiful circles and she's messing it up with the squares, that's fine. It's fine. I like it. So it doesn't really matter. That kind of came out kind of harsh, guys. But really, like, other people's opinions of your scrapbook shouldn't really matter. Like, let's think about this. So, I mean, unless you are scrapbooking for the accolades, unless you are scrapbooking for that kind of stimulation, and if that's the reason why you scrapbook, because you want admiration for your art, then hey, do you. But if you're scrapbooking because you want to get the memories down, I want to have a place to look back and have my memories chronologically detailed. I can't tell you how many times we've looked back for the scrapbooks for an answer to a question that we have talked about in our past. And, I want that. I want that chronological story of our life. And I want that for me in the moment now. Once I'm dead and gone, if my kids want to trash the scrapbooks, if they want to have a big old bonfire with them, if they want to keep all of them, if they want to keep some of them, if they want to pull out the pictures and just keep them, or they don't even want the pictures, like, it doesn't matter to me. Because honestly, I want to be dead and gone, so who cares? So, yeah. All right, enough soapboxing. Let's get back to this layout. So, like I said, the Close to My Heart layout kit has a bunch of different layouts where it has step-by-step, like what you're going to use, where you're going to put the placement of the elements, and I just can't work that way. Whenever I have a layout like guide or something that tells me how to do the layout with specific pieces, I just can't, okay? I just cannot keep it exactly how they tell me to do it. I want to do my own thing. I want to go rogue. I just want to do my own thing. And that's what makes me happy, is doing my own thing. So I have all of these pieces and I'm kind of mixing and matching them from each and every layout. Now, apparently Close to My Heart has all these little white things right here that says photo here. And I didn't realize that it was on both sides. I thought I was just using a piece of white cardstock, which is why I took that first one off and ended up using the red one. And I like the pop of red much more on this anyway. So this is like kind of a combination of like what you would think of traditional Disney colors and teal. I don't know why they put so much teal in Disney with these companies that make Disney collections that aren't truly Disney, like Simple Stories, Echo Park, Close to My Heart. They all do this. They add blue. Not that I'm complaining, like, it doesn't bother me, but I'm just wondering why that is. I don't know. So I covered up that star circle down there with this little die cut that says fun, because I really wasn't feeling that star there. I don't know what it was, but it just didn't feel right to me. It didn't look right. So I just felt like that needed to go away. So we made it go away. I am going to cut a little banner out here and tuck it underneath this way to fun. Now, on the layout guide, it definitely has this way to fun with an arrow that I'm going to put down on it, but it's not on the frame, and I just like the way it looked, so we went ahead and did that. Not exactly sure what I'm doing right here. I could have been talking to Lana, or we could have been watching something on TV, or I might have been looking at something that she just recently colored. It could have been any of those things. So now I have this arrow doing the little point, and I pull out these Mickey head rhinestones that my friend Sharon sent me, and I decide that a clear one is going to be perfect. So I pop the little Mickey head over top of the arrow. Now, when I was doing this layout, I was thinking I should bring in Mickey head wood veneer. I should bring that in. But the wood veneer isn't going to launch on my website until Saturday, so I did not want to put that in now. But I don't know why I just told you guys that, because now you don't get to see the Mickey head wood veneer, and now I'm just telling you that it's there on Saturday. So anyway, that's that's just the way it is, because sometimes, my mouth runs and before my brain has fully engaged. So I have this silver washi tape, and I go ahead and just place it on 2 places on my layout, and that's just because there's a lot of kind of sparkle, understated sparkle. So the photo mats have sparkle on them. I've got that rhinestone Mickey head now, so I felt like it would be totally cool to go ahead and add a little bit of Shining Shimmering Splendid with a metallic washi tape. I'm not going to do anything else. Usually when I put washi tape on like this, I'm going to go ahead and add some more embellishment to it, but this time I don't. And you'll see why here in a few moments. Now, I felt like I needed to put something in some of these circles. They were feeling very flat. Even though I had popped up that diagonal blue on there, I had put this die cut fun, I just felt like they were flat. So I'm going to use this circle and go ahead and trace it. And then I have these silver star confetti that also came with one of the Close to My Heart things I bought. I'm going to use my Nuvo Deluxe adhesive, and I am just going to fill the circle that I traced with glue. And I'm using a pretty decent amount of glue, you guys. I'm not like gobbing it on like a preschooler, but I'm also not putting on just a little teeny tiny bit. So I'm going to go ahead, and this is something I hardly ever do, is put a splattering of glue down. But I go ahead and do that, and then I just push that confetti right into the glue. So, yeah. So we're just going to do that. Now, Silver Star confetti seems to be popping up all over the place right now. So I got some from Close to My Heart. I also got some from Spiegel Mom Scraps. Now, if you are interested in Silver Star confetti, if you go to the Spiegel Mom Scraps website and you use my code Sandy15, you'll get 15% off your order. And to me, it looks like it's very similar, if not the same confetti. It's just very similar. So if you're looking for it, those are 2 options. I've just seen a lot of tiny Silver Star confetti lately, and I'm excited about it. Like, I am super excited about it because silver is going to be my main metallic color in my December project this year. So I'm kind of hoarding it a little bit, even though I've used this huge amount of confetti right here. I still have my Spiegel Mom Scraps, and I also still have half a bag of this stuff. So there is that. Now I'm just going to go ahead and kind of pop this down right onto my mat. And, there's a little bit of static cling from it, but not a whole lot. So when I decide to clean this up, I'm going to give you a little hint. So I take my anti-static powder bag and I kind of pop the powder onto my hands, and then I go ahead and use it to get the little confettis up. And that's just going to make it so that my hands don't have confetti sticking all over them, and it's a lot easier to get it up off of the mat. So I'm adding more adhesive to my photo because I pulled that off because I felt like it was going to be too much of a struggle to get my confetti on. Now the confetti is still wet, you guys. Like, the glue is wet. It has not had a chance to fully cure and dry, and I am impatient, so I'm going to go ahead and just keep going. Now, this is that circle that I had used to trace, and I just decided that I needed a little bit more black color in the middle of this layout. There is an awful lot of other color going on here, but I just felt like the black needed to be there. Now, I also have this huge pop of red over here underneath of my title, which is awesome because it definitely brings your eye to the title, but I felt like I needed to bring in a little bit more red. So I went to my epoxy flares from Scrap and Happy Studio, and I grabbed 2 of those, and they're just going to fill in 2 of the circles. So I have this one, which is mouse hands, and I decided to punch out a piece of the holographic and black paper and layer that on top there. And I went ahead and did that because the fun has a layered look to it as well. So I want to make sure that I had repeating elements, and they don't need to be exact repeating elements, but they need it to be something so that it felt cohesive. So I'm not putting squares inside of my circles because that wouldn't be cohesive, because everything else is basically soft and rounded. And since there was already a heart in one of the circles, I decided to bring in this epoxy flare that has hearts on it, and I layered that on top of the yellow one just because I felt like it kind of blended together a little bit more and made that particular circle look a little bit more put together. Now I am looking at stickers and things. I was thinking about putting a tab on that little flip-flap paper, but I decided not to do that. But what I did do was grab the stamp set and decided to make fireworks go over these two circles right here. And I was just kind of messing around with it and seeing what I thought about it and what I wanted to do with it. And I just decided to go for it. I am going to use my 12-inch Memory Misty, and this is fantastic. So I got this on a sweet deal at Joann Fabrics a couple of months ago. And I was just like, yes, 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 made me so happy, because otherwise this bad boy would not fit into my regular stamp positioning tool, because, you know, what I want to stamp is already on my 12 by 12 page. Now, I am also stamping with my stars and glue still being wet, so a little bit of stars do come off onto the top of my stamp platform, but you guys, if you would have waited, it wouldn't have happened. But, you know, I'm impatient and I got to get it done. The reason why I love a stamp platform, especially when you're stamping directly onto your layout like this, is you can have it in the same exact position and you don't have to worry about lining it up with an acrylic block. And I think that that just makes it super easy. I went ahead and removed that photo completely, just so I could get good placement on my stamp. And then I'm just going to go ahead and ink that up. And then I also have Best Day Ever, which is what is going in that yellow stamp. I felt like something had to go in that yellow circle, just to go ahead and kind of tone it down a little bit, because this it's bright, guys. This yellow in this collection is like super bright. It's not neon, but it's leaning towards neon. Yeah, it's definitely leaning towards neon. But I felt like adding that just kind of toned it down a little bit, So I'm liking the way that this looks, and then I'm going to add some journaling on the bottom, and that is going to do it for this layout, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for joining me. Just remember that this Saturday, August 15th, is when the Scrapping Reflections Magical Memories collection launches, and I will be live right here on YouTube, sharing it and also scrapbooking with it. So I hope to see you then. I will see you again real soon for another video.